Have you ever sat down at the end of a long day, ready to relax with your spouse, only to be interrupted by a child who comes out of their room and says they can't fall asleep? If you're a parent, I'm sure you've been there. Well, today I want to share a tip that worked like magic. I used it with my daughter recently to help her calm her own nerves so that she could finally fall asleep. Hi, my name's Krista, and welcome to Thrive Daily, where I share personal stories to help busy moms find simple solutions to their biggest challenges. So let me know in the comments, what's the record in your home for a child coming out after you tuck them in? And what's the wildest excuse they've ever given? We're all familiar with, I need some water, I'm scared, or I just can't fall asleep. But beyond that, has your child ever given a crazy excuse? Please share below. We could all use a good laugh. So one of my daughters had really been struggling at nighttime, constantly worrying about all the bad things that could possibly happen to her. Her bedroom window faces the street, and so she's constantly hearing sounds like dogs barking, doors slamming, people talking. And for her, every sound turns into a worst case scenario. Is there a bad guy out there? Am I going to get kidnapped? Why is that child screaming? Why is that dog barking so loudly? But it seems like no matter how much I reassured her, her anxiety only seemed to grow and get worse each night. So I came up with this little analogy that worked like a charm. She asked, Mom, why do these bad thoughts keep happening? I try to ignore them, but they just won't go away. And I said to her, it's like you have an army of soldiers inside your body whose job is to keep you safe. And so they're constantly looking for anything that could possibly be dangerous. Every time they hear a sound, they panic. They sound all the alarms and they gather everyone together for a big powwow. But this powwow is just sheer chaos because no one's in charge. No one really knows what's going on, and no one knows what to do to fix it. So everyone is just panicking. And that's why you feel so uncomfortable in your body. You got this big ball of worry with no answers. She said, but Mom, how do I know if something really bad is happening or not? And I said to her, well, that's a really good question. And what I've learned is that when something bad really is happening, it feels different. I actually feel more calm when I know something bad is happening. Like when Daddy got in his car accident. I knew that he had gotten in an accident, even though I didn't know for certain, but something inside me told me that he had, and it felt better knowing for sure. And then she asked me, so if somebody's going to kidnap me, I'm going to feel more calm? And I said, well, I know it sounds kind of strange, but yeah, actually, if something bad really is going to happen, you're going to have a little voice inside you that will let you know, kind of like a little warning. Because if something bad really is going to happen, God will be right there with you. And he'll bring all of his angels with him because he knows that that's when you need help the most. And so, yes, you will feel calm. You will know something bad is happening, but you will feel comforted and guided, and you will know what to do. That feels really different from that chaotic powwow that we feel inside. She started relaxing in her bed a bit. I could tell this was striking a chord with her. And honestly, it was kind of striking a chord for myself as well. It was making sense. And I continued to explain to her, whenever you feel that panic inside that feels like you don't know what's happening, you're not sure if it's really happening or not, that means it's probably not real. But if there is something bad happening that's real, you're going to know for certain, and you won't have to guess, you won't have to wonder. And knowing that actually feels a lot better than not knowing. And so when all of your soldiers are so worried inside you, all you have to do is treat them like you would a stuffed animal or a doll if they were worried or scared. And she had some stuffed animals on her bed. So I just put them in my arms and encouraged her to pretend like she's hugging her little soldiers inside, telling them that everything's going to be okay and that they just need to calm down and let her go to sleep. And then I taught her a little technique where you take your hands, your fingers, and you split your fingers and you just put them over your ears like this. This is a really soothing, comforting position. And this spot is actually a control center for our fight or flight response. You can use this as a mom too. It just really helps you to calm down. But I told her to just breathe deeply, hold her face like this as she's calming down her little soldiers inside. And she did that with me for a few minutes. And she started calming right down. It was amazing. And for the first time in weeks, she stayed in bed and fell asleep quickly. And she hasn't been struggling since. A simple little story about these anxious soldiers on the inside really helped us both to make sense of our anxious thoughts. And I hope it can help you or a loved one as well. If you know someone who could benefit from hearing this, please share it with them. And if you'd like to subscribe to get more weekly content like this, go ahead and click the button in the corner and have an effortless day.